Hi everyone, my name is Bob and I'm with the YMCA of Frederick County. We're in week 2 of the quarantine, and if you're anything like me, you've developed terrible eating habits. So today I'm joined by Rebecca, who is a personal trainer and health and wellness coach, to get some help with eating. Rebecca, when I'm at home under quarantine, I am eating all the time. What can I do to combat this?
Well, one thing you can do is try to set yourself up with a schedule. So a lot of times, like parents are trying to keep their kids on somewhat of a schedule with their schoolwork and playtime. The same thing with your meals. So if when you're at work, you typically have breakfast at this time, lunch at this time, and dinner at this time, try to keep yourself on that same schedule. Even if you have to prepare some meals ahead of time and have them in containers in your refrigerator. So at breakfast time, you go get this one, lunchtime, you go get that one. And try to keep yourself scheduled. You schedule in some snacks in there too, but have everything planned out instead of just going to the cupboard and looking to see what looks good, because usually that'll be candy or chocolate.
So it sounds like you think, do you do a calendar? Do you write down what you're gonna have during the day, or?
Yeah, I eat the same thing every day, so I have my calendar in my head. But if you like to vary it, then yes, writing everything down definitely does help because you have a visual of what your goal is and what you're going for.
Sounds good. So then the next thing is trying to get the food. When I go grocery shopping, I'm completely overwhelmed, and I hate to grocery shop. So with the quarantine, it's even worse because when you go into the store, you never know what's going to be there. Everyone's nervous. The shelves are bare. What advice can you give us when we go into the grocery store? How should we approach this?
So my best advice would be go in with an open mind. Go in knowing that they may not have everything that's exactly what's on your list, but they probably will have variations of that. So if you're going in looking for strawberries, they may be out of fresh strawberries. So then you can look into getting frozen strawberries. So with a lot of your fruits and vegetables, yes, fresh is usually considered the healthiest or the best option. That may or may not be there. And also with stocking up on things, fresh veggies or fruits usually go bad within about a week. So if they do have them there, you don't want to get more than what you could consume yourself usually within a week. But either frozen or canned are also other options. If you're getting canned fruits, you want to make sure that they're packaged in their own juices and not in syrup. Because if you get peaches with syrup, then the sugar content's going to go through the roof. But looking for canned things that are packaged in their own juices. With vegetables, kind of the same thing. If you can get fresh, get enough that you can eat within a week. Or look into the frozen section. A lot of times they have a lot of those steamable bags that you can get and just throw in the microwave and cook that way. Or you can get a bulk bag of different things and only stir fry a little bit on top of the stove when you need it. But with your frozen veggies, you also want to make sure that you're not getting the ones that have the cheese sauce or the cream sauce or the other sauces that are kind of in the package with it, because that's going to then increase a lot of your fats.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
But there are ways you can flavor your vegetables, with herbs or putting your own cheese on so you can limit the amount or things like that in order to have them taste good instead of just eating plain steamed broccoli every day.
Yeah, and I can tell you that's one thing I don't think about, because your eye goes to the prepackaged with the sauce and the cheese. It's so easy and it looks so good, and it's very easy just to grab some cheese at the store,
right,
and just put a little bit on and get the same experience.
Right, with a lot less calories.
Rebecca, what advice do you have for us related to snacks? We're stress eating. I know that I can eat healthy, let's say, while I'm still at work because I still have a structured day, but as soon as I get home, I pig out. I know there's folks who want to snack because they want to reward themselves for exercise. And, we have mood changes, and we're going through a lot of changes right now. So what advice do you have to let us snack, but also stay true to good nutrition?
So a couple things. One thing is you want to make sure that you're being mindful of what you're eating. So if your guilty pleasure is chips, or mine personally is ice cream, some people like chocolate. When you do decide to allow yourself to eat that, be mindful in the situation. So be aware of what you're eating, how it tastes, how it feels in your mouth. That way you can completely enjoy the experience instead of like grabbing a container of ice cream and going down and sitting in front of the TV. You're mindlessly eating your ice cream, and before you know it, it's gone, and your mind's focused on the TV and not on the experience of enjoying the food that you actually like. So that's one way. But then also with that mindfulness of your eating, portioning out how much you're going to eat. So instead of grabbing a whole bag of chips and going to sit down, take a serving size of chips and put it on a plate or in a bowl or something, and take that bowl with you to where you're going to go sit and eat that amount. So then you're more easily able to regulate the amount and the portion size that you're having without the temptation of just keep reaching into the bag or keep reaching into the container and grabbing more and more. So you're intentionally allowing yourself a reward, but kind of managing the situation around that so that you're not overindulging in what you're trying to eat.
I know for most of us that sounds easier than it is to do.
It is. Yes.
But I do like the word that you use, mindful, because I think a lot of us just sort of, like I personally will actually sit there and eat handfuls of goldfish, for example, while I'm literally reading the nutrition label.
Mm-hmm.
And before I get finished the nutrition label, I'll probably have eaten half the bag. So I know I need to think about what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So as an expert and as a, my friend and friends to lots of people at the YMCA, what are you doing or what can you suggest to us to do to sort of keep this interesting, to keep us focused on nutrition, again, being mindful. So what are you doing?
Well, like everybody, I'm honestly struggling with stress eating is probably my big thing. But one thing I have been doing to try to help myself is find things I enjoy and then using that and trying to turn it more into a nutrition mindset. So I enjoy cooking. And I am home more now because there's not as many places to go and things to do. So I've been finding healthy recipes that I wouldn't necessarily always have the time to experiment with or try to cook, and then making those for our meals at dinner time. So I have a Pinterest account and I can scroll through and find a whole bunch of different things and pick ones that I want to try. The American Diabetes Association has a whole bunch of recipes on their website. The American Heart Association has a lot of recipes on their website. So I've been trying to take something I enjoy, which is cooking, and then make sure to focus that in a more healthy bent so that the foods that we have in the evening times are more healthy.
Sounds awesome.